News coming in right now. U.S. State Secretary Antony Blinken has arrived in Tel Aviv. Blinken says U.S. has Israel's back. Blinken stands resolutely behind Israel and against terror. Those images of Secretary of State United States Antony Blinken there arriving in Israel. Remember that at least 22 American citizens have been confirmed dead in Hamas's terror attack on Israel on Saturday morning. America has extended its support, including providing military equipment to Israel in its war against terror. Now, U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken there arriving in Israel, in Tel Aviv. Now, he says that U.S. has Israel's back and, in fact, U.S. stands resolutely against terror.
The United States has Israel's back. We have the back of the Israeli people. We have their back today. We'll have it tomorrow. We will have it every day. We stand resolutely against terrorism. We've seen the almost undescribable acts committed by Hamas against Israeli men, women, and children. Every day, we're learning more, and it is simply heartbreaking. Not since ISIS have we seen this kind of depravity, and we will continue to stand very resolutely against it.
My colleague Geeta Mohan, our Foreign Affairs editor, is joining us live at the moment. Geeta, a huge show of support by the United States there. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken arriving in Israel. U.S. has extended words of support and has also extended support in action to Israel in its war against Hamas terror.
Well, that's right, Paulami. The Secretary of State, ahead of his visit to Israel, before landing at the Air Force Base in Washington, D.C., had made that statement where he said that United States of America stands by Israel, has Israel's back. To specific questions on operations and civilians, he said it's the Hamas that uses civilians as human shields, and so they're going to go with how Israel wants to conduct operations. So there's clarity there on how Israel and the United States of America are going to cooperate. Having said that, he's just landed. He's going to meet Prime Minister Netanyahu, President Herzog, his own counterpart Eli Cohen, and quite a few other senior Israeli officials. So the meetings are going to take place in some time from now. We don't have clarity on whether he's going to go to the sites in southern Israel, like British Foreign Secretary James Cleverly did, given the security situation and the fact that he had to be rushed into a bomb shelter. So we'll have to wait and see how that really pans out. But look at the visuals, Paulami. You have the Secret Service everywhere. They absolutely would be on their toes. It is a heightened security threat that they are looking at. And amidst all that, Secretary Blinken has landed in Israel. So a massive contingent of Secret Services, massive contingent of American security agencies and services are there, prepared for any untoward incident, given that Antony Blinken himself has landed in Israel.
That's right. And the support that is coming in, first, of course, that joint statement that was released by the US, UK, Germany, France and Italy. And then, of course, the statement that is coming in from the NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg as well. Clearly, all of these powers stand resolutely behind Israel, while they, of course, advocate for a peaceful resolution to the conflict in the region, but they do not support what happened here over the last weekend.
Well, nobody does, Paulami. Everybody unequivocally has come out and condemned the entire attack, calling it a terror attack. But when it comes to the question of the Israel-Palestine question, most countries, including India, continue to have the same stance of a two-state solution. There cannot be any other way for the Palestinians who are living in Gaza and in West Bank, the civilians, to live peacefully alongside Israel, unless and until there is a solution. And Israel is a state, so should Palestine be. So all those nations completely stand behind that concept, that theory. But right now, everyone focused on the attack and Israel's response. On Israel's response, Polemy, we had the European Union representatives, High Representative, meeting with GCC officials in Muscat, Oman. And it seems like most of the European countries are not going to withdraw their aid from the Palestinian territories, that they still want to continue providing aid to the Gaza Strip and to West Bank. So that's going to be crucial and critical. One will have to see how that really pans out, given that Israel has blocked all kind of supplies, electricity, water, food into the Gaza Strip. So again, one will have to wait and see how that really pans out for the civilians, the 2.2 million population living in the Gaza Strip, one of the most densely, in fact, the most densely populated place on earth.
Right. Geeta, thank you so much for joining us with all of those details, those images of US Secretary of State, in fact, Antony Blinken, who's arrived in Tel Aviv, Israel. Thank you so much for joining us, Geeta.